Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. It is Tuesday, September 29th, and this morning I am joined by Boomy at Boomy TCF on Twitter. I am Zach Lilia at ZLilia TCF on Twitter. Today on the show, we will be talking about the White Sox and Oakland A's Game 1 preview that will be going on in Oakland today at 2 o'clock. We got Nick Foles, starting quarterback, named the starting quarterback going forward for the Chicago Bears. We'll go into that. We'll be talking a little bit about the Monday night football game going on between the Chiefs and the Ravens. The TCF boys, if you check out the Twitter, got a lot going on in that game. So let us know. You'll know how we did and how we were feeling. And Doc Rivers is out with the Clippers. That's a little surprising, but part ways. We'll see how that goes. And then we also will wrap it up with Boomy's wacky web story today on the show. But if you want to follow us on Instagram or Facebook, type in Typical Chicago Fans. You will find us on there. Give us a follow. Go over to YouTube. Type in Typical Chicago Fans and subscribe to the YouTube page. We put all of our videos of our morning shows, podcasts, everything we do goes on there. And then wherever you get your podcast from, type in Typical Chicago Fans. You will find us on there. If it's Apple, please subscribe, rate, and review. Give us a 5-star rating, please. If it's anywhere else, just type in Typical Chicago Fans. You will find us on there. Shout out to 26shirts.com Chicago. I got my 26 shirt on tonight. If you want a shirt like this, go over to 26shirts.com Chicago. And at checkout, type in Typical Chicago Fans, and you will get 15% off of your purchase. Again, that is Typical Chicago Fans at checkout, and you will get 15% off of your purchase at 26shirts.com Chicago. Boomy, how are we doing today?
Doing great, man. Good start to the week.
Got through the Monday.
Yep, playoff baseball this week. We got NBA Finals, man. It's just like you've talked about since June, man. We're starting to reap that reward of losing sports for a while, and it's all kind of coming to a beautiful conclusion here in late September, early October.
Hopefully our teams will be – all the teams, White Sox, Cubs, Bears, will be playing for a long while. We know the Bears will, but will the Cubs and Sox? We really hope so, because I was looking at it. It's a quick 3-game series that could just end. It's scary. It's quick.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Could be over just as fast as it got here.
Just like this season was, it's going to be a quick 3-game series in the NL wild card series, would you would say? Is that what they're calling it?
Probably. Yeah,
it's a
wild
new
card
way
round,
of doing it.
Series.
So I'm excited for that. But let's get into our first subject. We got the White Sox going to Oakland for 3 games, but this is Game 1. Boomy, who we got in the mound tonight?
Tonight will be Lucas.
Today, 2 p.m. this afternoon.
Yeah, 2 p.m. Yep. Lucas Giolito will take the mound for the Sox versus Jesus Luzardo. The Sox are actually a -120 favorite going into the game, which is a little odd, being that Oakland's at home. But I mean, Giolito's, he's good. He hasn't had as good of a year as he had last year, but he's still their ace. And, Jesus Luzardo is a lefty, I believe. He's a lefty. And the White Sox have hit lefties fairly well, I think, if I recall. It's going to be a great game. You get that early start, that early wild card round start. And the White Sox, you kind of have to know that now. I mean, they've had a rough, 10 days that kind of cost them, multiple playoff spots.
Shake it off.
Yep.
We were in the playoffs. This is a new atmosphere. But the only problem is not a lot of these guys have been there.
Well, and that's I keep going around in my head about that, but that could be, a positive. Maybe they're just young and dumb enough to, just go out there and play baseball and not overthink it. And if they do that, they might be in a good spot. It's such a double-edged sword that it could go really well for them, or it could, that inexperience could cost them. So We'll see.
We'll see. But hopefully
they definitely have the firepower to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's a big ballpark there in Oakland. That's a problem.
Definitely not going to see 9 home runs hit over 3 games.
Like I said, tomorrow morning on the show we will be talking all about that. And we will
Sox first playoff game since like 2010, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll be talking all about that, and then we'll have the Cubs also be talking about tomorrow morning. that will be going game 1 on Wednesday. They play Wednesday at 1. But these, like I said, they're going to be cramming a lot of games here in the next few days. It's going to be fun to watch. We're going to have
You almost need
baseball
like a
all day.
baseball red zone channel.
Yeah, that's true. So let's get excited for that. Playoff baseball is fun. However we can get it, we will take it. Nick Foles named starter. It really wasn't that wasn't a surprise to anybody. Going forward, he will be the starter. I don't know. You lose a lot with the mobility, but you gain a lot in probably the accuracy. He can't really throw the ball as far, probably, as Mitch can.
He's a little more accurate down the field than Mitch can.
Yeah, just not as much firepower there. But I think that this team is 3-0. Like Big Cat said, not going to apologize for being 3-0. You don't apologize for being 3-0. Maybe the worst 3-0 team. Who cares? Who cares? We are 3-0. So we will have the Indianapolis Colts going to Soldier Field on Sunday with Nick Foles as the QB1. I'm excited. What else are you going to do? I feel bad for Mitch. I know it's tough. It's probably tough for all these guys that he really didn't play horrible. And like I said, he didn't play horrible against the Falcons. But guess what? This is like one of the worst ranked defenses in the league, and he was doing nothing against it, and that is why they did it. It's not like he really messed up in a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the biggest reason that they pulled the plug there, I think, is because I read something that, they were in a zone coverage. Mitch just completely read it wrong, which is something if you're an NFL starter, you can't be doing that. And it costs you a turnover in a very important part. You're already down, getting your teeth kicked in. And, you can't be a third-year starter missing coverages like that. You feel bad for the guy. You almost wish he was a dickhead, but he's a nice guy.
He seems nice. He's always saying the right thing, but it's the NFL. It's professional football.
Exactly.
And Nick Foles seems like he will hopefully be able to lead this team a little better. But we'll see going forward. This may not be the last you see of Mitch either.
You got to keep Nick upright because when he gets hurt,
Foles gets hurt sometimes, and we have one of the most experienced backups in the league. So
that is true.
We'll have to go with that one. But I'm excited for the Nick Foles era. He's a little bit older. It's not a long-term fix, but for the time being, we are 3-0, and hopefully we can keep it moving. Monday Night Football, maybe one of the best we see all year with the Ravens and the Chiefs, two very good teams, two teams that will score a lot of points, two very good quarterbacks, two of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. And it's going to be we are recording this a little early tonight, and like I said, behind the scenes we record the night before, but we no baseball, so we are recording a little earlier. But we both have the Chiefs, so we want the Chiefs to win, and we are predicting that the Chiefs will be winners, hopefully. But there will be a lot of points in this game. It's going to be these are two teams that will be good for a while going forward. Has Lamar Jackson gotten a big contract yet or no?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. But Patrick Mahomes has his big contract. My gosh. But
$500 million.
Like I said, I think both these guys will be the starters for their respective teams for a lot of years to come, and are going to be fun to watch too. I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, it does worry me a little bit that the entire TCF crew is on Kansas City, but you know what? I think a lot of it. I talked about it in the NFL Pick Show. They played as poorly as they possibly could have in Los Angeles the week before, still, scratched out a win and knew that they did not play up to their potential. I think they played down to a Chargers team that they weren't really prepared for. And I just don't think you're going to see that tonight. Obviously when this comes out, we'll know if we're correct or incorrect on that. But you nailed it, man. It's two of the best young quarterbacks, two of the best quarterbacks, period, in the league. Yeah. And I think you're going to see a pissed off Kansas City team that is very disappointed in the way that they played the week before. So this is the kind of, matchups that, us gamblers and just NFL fans in general dream of.
This is two great teams. and hopefully, like I said, two good teams going forward here. But we got Monday Night Football, Ravens, Chiefs. Hopefully, it is a good game that we all get to enjoy on a Monday night. It's what you look forward to every Monday now for the next, you got 13 weeks left after this?
Yeah.
14 weeks
14,
or something?
yeah.
But I don't think this is a big deal because I think it was just two people parting ways. But Doc Rivers out in L.A. as the L.A. Clippers coach. I think it's one of those things. They might be going a different direction. Who knows what they're going to do with that team, especially with Paul George. I don't know what you do with that guy. Did not play well in the playoffs. I think you just probably keep him. I don't think you can't really get much in a trade for him. I don't know what the contracts are with all the guys on the team, but I really don't see this as a big deal. And I wonder, do you think Doc Rivers is going to keep coaching here, or you think?
Yeah, somebody will. Whether it's a head coaching position or not,
I was just
that
thinking
I can
maybe you'd want to, but like I said, how old is Doc Rivers?
Oh, he's got to be in his upper 50s.
Yeah, because his son's in the league right now.
Yeah, and he played, back in the 80s. So Doc, I'm going to look it up right now. He is 58. So
58.
I think somebody's going to take a chance on him.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know
think
if
he's a good coach. I don't think he really wasn't fired. It was a mutual agreement to part ways. I think he's a great coach, honestly. I mean, he's won a few championships, but it's one of those things. Maybe you just need a new face in L.A. I don't know.
There's so many weird personalities on that team, and the whole relationship with him and Paul George is just bizarre to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, I wonder if they were to the point where they kind of felt like they had to choose between the two. And I don't know.
I think in that case you would probably pick Doc Rivers, but it's one of those things. What are you going to do with Paul George? Yeah, what are you going to do? No one's going to want to take that contract on after seeing what he did in the playoffs. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good player going forward, but that was a bad look.
Yeah, he's a damn good player. I mean, he's a top 20 NBA player, but at the same time, like you saw what
he's in the playoffs, a series like that. And
you can't continually do that for your whole career and expect someone to just jump all over and give you.
If the Bulls hadn't hired Billy Donovan already, I would be thinking about, it'd be kind of nice for him to come to Chicago. But I am still over the last week or so. I'm just very excited for the Billy Donovan era in Chicago. Definitely. I think it is probably, other than like I said, you didn't know Doc Rivers was going to be available, but I think it had to be the best available for that spot.
Yep.
All you see
it would have been great to have Doc, being he's from Chicago. He played high school hoops here.
He just seems, Billy Donovan just seems like he's just respected throughout the league, and so is Doc Rivers. But it's just nice to finally have that guy on your team. It's just Jim Boylan. There was no one that respected that guy. I'm not saying it would. I hate to be that way too about it because he was probably maybe a nice guy. I don't know, but in terms of basketball coaching. I mean, his own players just didn't even, sometimes on the court wouldn't even look at him. So then we had Fred Hoiberg, who came from college, and didn't have that much success in college. I don't know. I think the mayor of Iowa State was kind of I don't know, got in the way of the coaching resume. They just saw that and were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Done ranting about the old Bulls general managers and front office because we got a new front office. And I'm excited for the Bulls, too.
Doc will land on his feet. He'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. I think that it's more of where is the Clippers going to go from here?
Yeah, that's especially
so
now.
Maybe he's happy to be out of there.
Right. And don't get me wrong. There are good candidates still available, and the Clippers will find somebody. But it's –
like I said, it's a tough team it's a lot of different personalities on that team.
Yeah. 100%, man.
But Boomy, we didn't get a wacky web story from you yesterday, so we're going to get two today. So, Boomy, let's start off with your first one.
But first of all, if there's anybody I'm going to give up my wacky web story for, it is Dom. Thanks again to Dom for coming on. We love
Dom,
having
great interview. Follow him at Dom_Frederick on Instagram and Twitter. And go check out the interview with him. It's on our YouTube page.
This is a story that I think all of us can relate to. A neighbor was had to call the sheriff's deputy in Tampa, Florida last week during a late night Tampa Bay Lightning game because his neighbor continued to yell, shoot, shoot, shoot. The neighbor thought that there was something going horribly wrong in the house, maybe an assault or an invasion of something. So they called the cops. Cops show up, and it was just simply a Tampa Bay Lightnings fan yelling at the game and yelling at the players to shoot the puck. So complete misunderstanding, but the neighbor showed up. The police showed up after a neighborhood call. I've always thought it was fun, like, oh, what if the neighbors hear, what we're yelling or whatever? But this time it actually came to fruition, and the cops had to show up thinking there was some sort of heinous assault going on. But it was just
that kind of worries me.
Yeah, a little bit. So now, especially it's different out here at my house, out in the country. But at your house, you got neighbors. We got to remember, that there's people that might think that there's a
we found out though, it's pretty soundproof.
Yeah, that is true. But you never know when we might leave a door or a window uncracked, so we got to be a little bit careful.
I never yell at sporting events. I never would do that.
You didn't do that at all yesterday watching the Bears game.
Yeah. Well, the way they won, it makes you want to scream.
Definitely. My second story takes us to France, and I can kind of relate to this as a school teacher. But a school teacher in France who was fired recently, and obviously all that's going on in the world, there's craziness in education. We're trying to do our best, but this guy was fired for a completely different reason. His whole body is covered in tattoos, and by whole body I mean his face as well. He has piercings on his face, and I believe his tongue. They said he is covered in tattoos, which good God,
that hurt so bad.
Yeah. And then he also had his eyes surgically turned black. So the whites of his eyes were surgically turned black. And I'm all for tattoos, whatever, do whatever you want.
At the cost?
Oh, we're talking hundreds of thousands. Tattoos are not cheap. That eye surgery couldn't have been cheap. All of this stuff. But Sylvan Halani, I guess is his name. But he's a preschool teacher, or was a preschool teacher. But he was scaring the hell out of kids. So his school district decided to let him go because his appearance is.
I have nothing against tattoos in any way. But if you are going to be a school teacher, maybe not have them so visible. Not
even that, not even visibility, but don't put them on your face.
That's what I mean. Visible to that. I mean, that. That's what I mean.
Yeah, and I'm all for
if you have them on your arm or
tattoos in the workplace. It doesn't make you any less of a person. But
no,
especially
but
knowing your demographic. This guy literally taught 3- and 4-year-olds, and was just the parents went to the school board or whatever they have in France and had to basically complain that their child was afraid to go to school because of the appearance of this teacher. So.
I'm all for tattoos. I mean, they make me nervous because it just. How badly does it have to hurt to get one?
Mine didn't hurt hardly at all. But I can't imagine getting them on your face and your head that. Just
I couldn't imagine.
It sounds.
They're cool.
He said he
had
spent over 460 hours under the needle.
I think their tattoos are cool, but it's just I couldn't do it because I have low pain tolerance.
And like I said, it's all on placement and everything, but that's gotta hurt. And then to mention you're hearing 3- and 4-year-olds who are just going to school for the first time, they're gonna have a bad taste of school in their mouth. That's just tough.
That's
man.
That's something else. But that was 2 wacky web stories from Boomy there. Big deluxe episode here from the TCF.
And we could have went all night. Today was a weird news day. There was no joke 8 stories I had to choose 2 from. So if you love wacky news, just type in weird web stories on Google. You'll find about 10 of them today.
I love that. But anything post-show, Boomy?
I'm turning more and more into you the more I hang out with you. I've won 2 bets on Italian soccer, and I have money right now on a Brazilian league soccer. 2 teams I've never even heard of.
I can't even keep track of those.
Yeah, the one I have a bet in the Brazilian A League, I think it is, Series A, and I have 2 teams I've never even heard of, and they're not even able to track on the Action Network because they're so obscure. But hey, you take gambling away from us for 3 or 4 months, we're gonna take it where we can get it, right?
Yeah, we will. I mean, there's so much sports going on right now, and it is just beautiful. But thank you for watching the show today. I've been joined by Boomy at Boomy TCF on Twitter. Follow me, Zach Lilia, at ZLilia TCF. Main page at typical_Chicago. Go over to Instagram. Go over to Facebook. Follow the Typical Chicago Fans pages on there. Go over to YouTube. Type in Typical Chicago Fans. All of our interviews that we do with our local legends are on there. All the podcast that we do, the TCF morning shows that we do, it's all on the YouTube page. So make sure you subscribe on there. And then wherever you get your podcast from, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get it from, type in Typical Chicago Fans and you will find us on there. If it's Apple, though, please subscribe, rate, and review. Give us a 5-star rating. Anything else, Boomy?
Hey, let's just enjoy the heck out of this week, man. This amount of baseball going on and just everything. Let's enjoy it.
Fun.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun to watch. We got a lot of baseball here between today and I think it's like Thursday or Friday is when the wild card series will be over with. So let's all soak it in and let's Cubs in 2, baby. Cubs in 2.
Cubs in 2.
Let's go. This has been the TCF Morning Show, Tuesday, September 29th. We love you all.
Peace.